And now that you've heard the reasons not to join, here are the reasons why you would still join anyway. Number one, I said, number one, you're going to be held to a different standard. Well, here is the fact of the matter. You are different. Okay? Number one, if it's in your blood, it's not a degree of education that you have that puts you into law enforcement. It's either in your blood or it's not. And if it is in your blood, then you wouldn't be happy doing anything else. Okay? So you are different. Yeah, you're held to a different standard, but you're different than everyone else. Most people, their instinct is not to protect other people. Most people, their instinct is not to defend strangers. Most people, their instinct, if they hear gunfire, is to run the other way or to take cover. It's not to run toward that and try to eliminate the threat. Most people would say anyone who does that is crazy, because the natural instinct is to protect yourself, or at most to protect your family. But your instinct is different, or should be different. Number two, there's lack of support, granted, but you also get support of a community that you were not part of beforehand, but you are now. Just yesterday, I was in contact with a classmate of mine who's now the sheriff of a large county here in Virginia. I just wanted a simple thing, a recommendation for a job, and we went on about how we were new agents together in the academy, and now he's, our lives have gone different ways, but we're tied together. We're tied together by the fact that we have the same profession, the same occupation. It's a brotherhood, a sisterhood, and we stick up for each other. We may not always like each other, but I don't think there will be anyone on your team or on your department, and if they are, they don't belong there, who wouldn't lay down their life for you or vice versa. Okay. Number three, there's terrible stress in law enforcement, but you're going to see things and have experiences that no one else has. And you want those experiences. You thrive off of those type of things. So that's why you go into law enforcement. Fourth, the low status. You're not going to be this, you're not going to be that. Yeah, but you love your country, you love your community. Okay, you don't love power, you don't love recognition, you don't necessarily love money. You can't love those things because they can't love you back, but you love your country, you love your community. Okay, and if there weren't people who didn't love their country, if there weren't people who didn't love their community, where would you be? These are the same type of people who enter combat arms, who are drafted often in the Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, all these different things. But without them, where would we be? So while there is, perhaps not the status there is in other occupations, you make their occupations possible. Okay, you make their lives possible. You make their successes possible. Okay, because the last thing, they may hate you, but they need you. Even the people who hate you need you. Okay, the mayors who complain about defunding police, Mayor Bowser, Mayor Lightfoot, Mayor whatever his name is in New York, a lot of mayors. The Congress people who want to defund police, national politicians. You'll notice one thing about them, and that is they have a huge bodyguard detail for themselves and their family. Now, why is that? Because they can't defend themselves. Now, as to me, if I was the president, I would have a Secret Service detail. But if I was the Attorney General or on down, I'd be my own bodyguard detail. I don't want people following me around I can do it myself, and that's it, Most people need to be protected. And thank God that the strong are willing to protect the weak under the framework of law. Because if you don't have that, then you're going to have the strong victimizing the weak. Okay, so they may not like us, but they need us. So hopefully this has given you some insight into, because some of you are going to lose a lot of money in federal law enforcement. I'm looking at your resumes. You're going to lose a lot of money, not just entering the job, but holding this job for 20 years, 25 years. You're not going to make anywhere near what some of you can make in the private sector, but you still do it anyway. And for that, I thank God. I thank God for you. And I thank you. and it takes, not everyone can do it, thank God. Not everyone wants to do it, but those of us who are called to do it, we do it. And hopefully it's been given you some insight. Hopefully it's helped clarify some things in your mind. And always remember, if you got any question, anything I can help with legally, I will do it. I'll help you to the extent that I can. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.